Welcome to everyone. Thank you to join this live session today. My name is Gwendolyn. As you can hear, English is not my first language. I'm from France. I'm a detox specialist and fasting. And I'm very happy to welcome you today to this live session with a special guest, Daniel Lee Ox, as you might know, the CEO of ZenCleanz. So today we're going to talk about a very important topic that can bring a lot of fears, sometimes anxiety, when we don't know what it's about. And it's very important to acknowledge what is about the crisis healing in detox. So we're going to talk today during this live about the physical aspect, the mental aspect, emotional aspect, for you to understand what it's about and to dive deep into your healing crisis with gratitude. So today we will talk also about the physical aspect, about the toxin, the cells, all this technical stuff, if I can say that. And for that, I would like you to welcome Daniel. Daniel, who have a lot of experience in detox and fasting for all the over 20 last decades, or maybe more. He will confirm to me very quickly. And let's navigate this moment together. And I would like to welcome now Daniel. Daniel, how are you today?
I'm good, but by saying 20 decades, that makes me too old. Okay, 20. Yeah. Actually, I did my first cleanse in 1987, and that was my first experience also of healing crisis. And today, 40 years later, I'm good.
So with all your experience you went through, I think you went through very different kind of experience. Every detox is different. And you went obviously through a lot of kind of crisis of healing. Can you talk more about this? What is this healing crisis about?
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say healing crises are something good happening that people tend to make a dramatic story around it. You know, healing crisis is feeling sick when actually it's healing happening. Because it's kind of healing is kind of walking our way back. So we get sick and we walk back to help. You know what I mean? So we go through, we intoxicate ourselves, and at some point, metabolic functions are affected, and some roadblocks in the system, and we experience what we call illnesses, symptoms, feeling bad. And healing is actually going back, sending those toxins out, but it feels like we're diving into the mud, right? So, but it's necessary. And when we feel bad because we're fasting or we're taking something good or we're taking care of ourselves, even if it feels we can feel sick, it's actually the opposite that is happening. Is the toxins that are deep within that are coming to the surface, and we just need to make space for it.
Okay. So can you dive a little bit more deep, like to explain what is happening inside the body when this reaction occurs, like what's going on inside the body during this healing crisis phase?
Well, there's different kinds of healing crisis. It can be emotional. We can feel super tired, like exhausted, depressed. We can have like physical symptoms like headaches, skin rashes, feeling also old sickness, those old symptoms that we used to have and that had disappeared somewhere in the basement, in the attic, and we were not like so aware. They were just acting behind the scenes that are coming back to the surface. And this can be scary because we're wondering if something we're doing is wrong because we thought that we were out of this problem, and then suddenly it shows up again. So that can be one way that healing crises show. So many things. We can feel so sick. We can have, for example, if the lungs cleanse, we can feel like we have a cold, that we're sneezing, that we have fever, that we have the chills, or all kinds of ways that healing crisis can show. We have 5 drainage pathways, and according to the channel, the toxins are going out. We may have symptoms in that direction.
Yeah. So most of the time, most of the time people are scared of that because they believe, if they don't know, if they are not aware of that, they believe that the detox is not working. But if you think about it, it's just the opposite, right?
Exactly. As I said, and like oftentimes it's walking back in time. So everything that we've done that get us sick, by walking back in time, is like rebirthing our past until we get to the moment where we were clean and pure, and that's the journey. And we'd never know how long it will last. That's the scary part. And but it's necessary to go through that, and it's important.
It's part of the process.
Understand that it's a positive thing also, so we can welcome it, and instead of either quitting or contracting and making the exit of the toxins more difficult, it's better to work with the symptoms, one breath at a time, drinking, being proactive. So that means oftentimes what happens when we're detoxing, especially if we use enzymes and or water fasting, the lymphatic system, which is how the blood purifies, and it's kind of the sewage system of the blood. It may saturate, and then it feels so, we can feel so sick, we can feel so exhausted, we can feel so scarily out of energy, and depressed, and having these kind of symptoms. So when this happens, you don't want to do anything. You want to quit. You want to avoid any activity, when in reality, it's time to skin brush, to go in the sauna, to help the toxins out, drink more water, and things like that. And that's why it's good to have either a mentor or someone to guide you, to help you understand those phases, or to read books or something that will help you understand what you need to do. But the healing crisis is for someone who's been getting intoxicated over decades. It's unavoidable. And the healing crisis, when you start cleansing, when you start detoxing, you just heard about it, and maybe you're 30 years old, maybe you're 40, maybe you're 50, maybe you're 60. Can you imagine the amount of toxin that you've accumulated over these decades? And then you open the doors, and you open the door powerfully. So that means like the toxin will rush to the drainage pathways, and these are probably the most difficult healing crisis you're going to have to go through. The more you detox, the easier it gets.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. Can we dive a little bit more into the emotional aspect? Because, of course, when you get some reaction, like physical reaction and discomfort, obviously, or sickness, it's discomfortable, but something is happening also on the emotional level. Like, it's very, very important to understand what's going on, because people can go into different phases during the detox reaction, into like anger, sadness, euphoria also sometimes. Like it can be also a good thing. It's not only like the bad emotion. So it can be like literally a roller coaster of emotions. So how can we explain that on the like on the emotional aspects?
Mm. Yeah, that's a great question, because like the emotions uh, are are rooted into our different organs. Like if the toxins are in the lungs or in the liver or the kidney, it, it, it will be it will show as an emotion in a different way. We say that an emotion is the first symptom the body make us feel to tell us that an organ is out of balance. So if we're moving toxins through the lungs, for example, we're cleansing the lungs, it's very possible that we will feel discouraged, maybe we'll feel depressed, we may feel, that we're worthless. These are the emotions that are connected to the lungs. If it's the liver that is moving, and many people experience that when they flush the liver, they have like, they have frustration, they have anger coming to the surface, they get aggressive, and we can see that on our social media when people are cleansing in our user channel. We can tell what is going on, what is working, and we're trying to help when this happens, because we know that it's very positive. But from the side of the user, if they don't know what's going on, they will create a story around it, and this is the trap when we're cleansing. Instead of working with the emotion, knowing, feeling, acknowledging the emotion rising up to the surface and making space for it, one breath at a time, one sauna at a time, one walk in nature at a time, to help staying open so the emotion, the energy can keep moving through the body, so it processes, it transforms, it cleanses, it gets, we detoxify emotionally at the same time. The physical
Yeah.
and the emotional is just two flips of the same coin. Okay, so if something is happening in an organ, emotionally, where you will feel a certain way. If it's the digestive system, the stomach, you will worry. Is there something going on? Is there, is it normal? Is it getting worse? Should I stop? These kind of feeling. But you just say, you think about it. Say, look at the ingredients on the bottle. You've been taking juices or enzymes. How can you have done anything wrong? It's nothing wrong. It's just that the body is just walking back in time, and you're going through the milestones of detox is often uh, colored by a healing crisis.
Okay. So if I understand well, it means when people got this discomfort, like emotionally, physically, also mentally, because it's all related, it's not the right moment to stop the detox, right? Because most of the people would like to stop, like to say, oh, it's not working, or it's too much discomfortable. But it's not the right moment to stop, right?
Really not. Really not. It's like you're right in the middle. It's like if one day you realize that you're in trouble, keep going. Don't stop in the midst of the trouble, right? That's the key. If you're in it, it's just important that to have this knowledge that when it happens, it's very positive. Remember how the first thing I said today is like, it's a positive thing that people tend to make a dramatic story around it, but it's very positive. So when it happens, just use the means you have. Breathing,
Embrace.
sauna,
Yeah.
skin brushes. Be proactive. Be excited. Actually, it will come to that level at some point with experience. That okay, you will look for it because that's why you dive into it. If you just do a detox and everything is doing well, it's okay, but don't pray for it because actually what you want is to get into the dark spot and bring it to the surface and release it, right? So when it comes, just take it, just rest, just allow it, sleep more, do all kinds of things to manage the discomfort. That's it. That's all. And actually, you talk about euphoria. You know, euphoria is not a healing crisis. Is the other side of the healing crisis. This is what's going to happen. And in the healing crisis, depending how toxic you are, the body is intelligent. It will not exhaust you with a healing crisis. It may push your limit, but it rarely
Yeah.
lasts more than 48 hours. It rarely. If you're really, really toxic, you can have, especially if you're just starting to cleanse after decades of intoxication, it may last longer, but oftentimes it will go in waves. So you're gonna reach a healing crisis, and then it will last 24, 36, 48 hours, and then whoop, you will feel like, oh, renewed, and you say, oh my god, now I feel good. It's the total opposite story that you were telling the day before. And then if you keep on a longer fasting, you may just dive again into another dark phase, and then again it will last 24, 48, and 70, 3 days. It can happen, but rarely. It will never happen that it will lead you beyond your limit. The the judgment comes from your mind. If you say I can't take it, it's absurd because you're already taking it. You're not conscious, but when the day you say, oh, I can't take it, you are taking it. Actually, it's just a matter of choosing to tense or to say, okay, one more breath. Understand why you're doing it. Understand why you're cleansing. Understand that actually you chose to do a detox for after, not for the joy of getting a bad breath, or for the joy of getting a headache, or for the joy of having skin rashes. You did not do the cleanse for that, but knowing that this is the way to have less toxin inside, you know focus on why you
Yeah.
do it, for the other side, for the when you come out of your cleanse and you start having your fruits, and you start gaining your energy, and your friends telling you, oh my god, you look so good, your eyes so clear, your skin so nice. You do for that, partly, and for all the feeling of feeling rejuvenated. This is why we're doing it.
Yeah.
So the healing crisis is part of it. It's like you're doing exercise, and you go and you break through, and there's a coach like whipping you, go for it. You're not doing it for the whip. You're doing it to break through and to land into a better place, into a stronger place, where you feel stronger, you feel happier, you feel more energetic and alive. So that's why we're doing cleansing. Otherwise, the other option, the prognostic are not good. It's like you're just going into the funnel. You're just going in a funnel from the day here you were born, and all juicy and clean, and then you gradually you sink into the funnel. And the more toxic you are, the faster you slide in the funnel. Fasting is pushing the edges of the funnel, is cleansing, and it's, getting like this. This is what cleansing is about. So it is some kind of a workout, is some kind of a
Yeah.
training, and it gets easier. It gets easier.
Thank you, Daniel. So I would like to talk also to ask you, because we talk about the physical, the emotional, and obviously the people now who does detox is also about a spirituality. Like what's going on the spiritual aspect, on the spiritual level during this healing crisis. If you can dive into this topic.
Hmm. Well, the spiritual, or let's call it the mental, is kind of the same. It's kind of the cleaner we get, the more positive we get. If you're feeling pain, if you're feeling toxic, tired, the story your mind is making is not joyful. So on the opposite, when you do something, whatever you choose to eat well, you choose to do exercise, you choose to detox, this will all impact your spirit, because you will suddenly, instead of feeling bad, of feeling a pain and worrying about that pain, you're going to start feeling that you're breathing strongly, that you're energetic, that you look younger, and all this. And this will affect your spirit. It will put you into a virtuous cycle. To stay passive to everything and sink in the funnel, it's just a downward spiral where the negativity start to grab and possess your spirit. So we're tri-essence being. So that means we have three core essences that are working together. They are moving together. It's not like one and then the other, or no. It's tri-essence. It's like a coin with three flips. So everything you're gonna do physically, approach it, and that's oftentimes an easy way. It's a physical. It's solid. You can work on this. It will affect your emotion, and it will affect your spirit. Everything that you do consciously with your emotion, whatever, you just visualize things that make you feel happy, make you feel joyful or positive, will affect your physical and will affect your spirit. And whatever words you're using, whatever stories you're building, even if you think it's a lie at first, okay, it will affect your emotion and it will affect your feelings. So it's all three entry points to transform ourselves. And that's why, with ZenCleanz, we're coming. This was my work before ZenCleanz. I was teaching holistic detox through the Taoist and medical Qigong methods. And we're coming to this. But it's like detoxing the body is an entry point, and the enzyme work on this. They start making spaces, giving you energy, energize your cell, clean everything, and then it affects your emotion. You see, you look yourself in the mirror and you say, "Oh my God, it seems like I just look better." There's something, and then this is it's a nice story, and then it gives you a good feeling, and then your body expands because you're in excitement, you are into self-love and all this. And on the other side, if you don't do this, you look yourself and say, "Oh my God, I'm aging," or "Look at my skin is falling," and "Look, it's like, my God, I look so sick," and then you get into worries, you get into fear, you get into contraction, and you get into bad spirit, and you're in the downward spiral. So we're very powerful beings. We are mighty. if we understand that and we use the tools to detox holistically, we have the power to transform completely our life physically, emotionally, and mentally, spiritually.
Okay, that's just amazing and fascinating. I'm really passionate by all the aspects about the detox. I have one question, a last question before we maybe gonna take a deep breath together and dive into the people question. I would like to ask you if someone is watching now and is going through like this kind of crisis. Which advice do you recommend to this person, and what she can do, for example, to just dive in the best way into this healing crisis?
Great question. Important question. The first is to say, before you get into the story, is to identify, I have a healing crisis. I'm entering a healing crisis. Yes. Okay. Okay. It's not like, and then get immediately into the downward spiral of the negative, because it comes with the darkness. Huh? This detoxification, it's like toxic matter. It's, maybe it comes also with stories, memories of your past or things like that. This is all kinds of shapes and form, and that it can take. So the first thing is to say, I see you. Healing crisis, I see you. Yes, let's go through it. So you get a positive attitude, welcoming what is going, because actually it's not something coming inside you, it's something going out of you. So, which is very different, you know? If you're in a situation where you're smelling gas or toxic matter, it's like you may say, no, I don't want you, and try to avoid something because it's coming in. But when you detox and you start feeling like crap, and physically and emotionally or mentally, okay, it's something that is going out. Because most likely, if you retreat to do that, it's like you're home, you just put the music you want, your essential oil. It's like there's nothing wrong going on there, right? So it's obviously it comes from inside. So the first thing to do is to point at it. I see you. I see you. You're healing crisis. And this is good. I have a unique opportunity right now. I don't want to send you back in. I want to make space. And then you apply different things. Everything you know. You go take a hot bath. You just check your essential oil. You just you fill it with lavender to relax. Or you skin brush. Try to be proactive, or you just go have a nap. You just try to move through to it by relaxing, or you meditate, or you keep looking at it consciously, smiling to it. This is an
Yeah,
attitude to develop, smiling to what comes to the surface. It's because
yeah,
smiling is just it's not like, it's welcoming. Smiling is just saying, okay, okay, we're there, let's go through it, let's move through it. And you welcome it, not just like, I welcome you just with your head, but physically you welcome it. So you take it, and then you say goodbye. This is a very good, like, welcome comes with, I take you in. I
yeah,
spread you through all my body. This is the best attitude, the best reflex, I would say, to have when you are uh, entering a healing crisis. Identify it and welcome it with your breath. and understand it as it's something very positive happening. It's something that was deep inside you, and playing dark games behind the scenes and controlling you behind the scenes, physically, emotionally,
Yeah.
mentally, and now that are coming to the surface and ready to leave and free you from this, let's call it darkness for now.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Daniel. It makes me feel like everything we resist, it becomes stronger. So the only way to just release is just to accept things and let go and take a deep breath in.
Yeah,
So
you
now,
know,
yeah,
yeah, actually, this is a good. This is true. What you're talking about resistance. You're talking about contraction, because if we create a negative story about something, we're not aware that physically we're contracting, we're shutting down, we're contracting, we're creating a shell around something that is toxic. Either it's a thought, either it's toxins, physical toxins. We're actually contracting. And that leads to sickness, because the blood, the lymph, the energy is not, and oxygen does not fill and fuel every cell anymore. It's blocked. There's something on the
yeah.
way that is interfering, and it's
It,
just, yeah, it's downward spiral.
it's like we block the life force energy, and this life force energy can't make like its work. And so, yeah, thank you, Daniel.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
now, yeah, at this point, I would like to hear about the people who are watching this video. And yeah, if you can just share in comments like your experience, what you went through, what did you feel like when you got this healing crisis, if it makes sense for you. What helped you the most during this process? You can share also in comments that maybe some advice, some recommendation that worked for you, because we also are all different. And what did you, if you got some insight, what did you discover about your body during this process, and also on the emotional aspects? So thank you for that. If you can share your own experience. So now we will take some question that from the people who sent some question before this live. And before, maybe it would be nice if we can take a deep breath in. You want to guide, Daniel? Or you want me
I'll
to
let
do
you
it?
go. I'll let you
Okay.
go. I'll give you this part. I'll follow.
Yeah, just let's come into this presence with yourself first, and just put your feet on the ground. You can open your hand. Put your spine and your back straight. You can close your eyes to go deep inside of you. And you can stop to take some deep breath in. Just slow breath in. And you can inhale some word like relax. You can exhale what you don't want anymore. Maybe the stress or kind of heavy emotion. To just connect more and more with every breath in to your inner peace. Every inhale, bring more and more peace inside of you, and you can give a light, a color, a light to this peace. Which color would be? The more you breathe in, the more you relax. the more your mind is calm, your emotion. And for some people who feel some heavy emotion, heavy thoughts, you can just imagine that you have some roots going inside the earth through your feet. And while you exhale, you can imagine this root becoming like the root of a tree, going down deep inside the earth. And you can feel this connection with Mother Earth that support you, that protect you, nourish you. You're going to take a last deep breath in. And when you will open your eyes, you can come back here with gratitude, with light emotion. Your emotional and your physical and your mental bodies lighter, brighter. Yeah. I love to do that.
That's detox.
Sorry?
That's detox.
Yes, exactly. It's a really good way to dive into, to dive into this healing crisis. So I have a question now about that, because we talk about this healing crisis, right? But if someone, so it's a question from someone we received, if we don't have reaction, does that mean healing is not happening yet?
That means that you haven't cleansed long enough yet. It will come. This is you're just lacking experience, or you've been, for example, you've been cleansing with juices, which actually is the slowest method of cleansing. So this is normal that you actually may not have strong healing crisis, because first, it doesn't move toxins much, and you keep eating. So but otherwise, I never heard anyone who've done a fasting, whatever it's, let's say a 10-day fast or something like that, without having healing crisis, a moment, or something. So I would say you just didn't cleanse long enough.
Okay. So more detox.
It's unavoidable. It's unavoidable unless you're just an angel and so clean and this, already. But over time, that's where it leads. I used to lead my retreats. The first 2 weeks were water fasting before I discovered the enzyme, and I was fasting with the students, and I was still climbing the stairs 2 by 2. Like I was feeling very light, very clear, very energetic. But this is not how I felt when I first started cleansing. That's for sure. I felt like I was dying. I thought that, I read the book, and I could tell, I knew in the book it was saying, oh, you have healing crisis, and there were people testifying, and they're, and I said, oh, I was interested. But when it came to my experience, it was like, oh my God, is there some, even if I read it, I thought there was something wrong going. I have a little anecdote to that. My first cleansing after reading a book, I signed up for 3 weeks in a center, so in the countryside of Canada. I was out of nowhere. I was locked in there for 3 weeks, and at some point, I woke up, and my right eye, it was feeling like someone was squeezing my right eye like this, and it was completely blurred. So I read the book. Yeah, I read the book, but I don't connect like healing crisis and this eye. There was not this example in the book, and and there was a nurse coming every day and asking me questions, like just to check if there was any deficiency, and every time she was coming in the morning, and I was saying, this is my eye, it feels like something, and she had no reaction to that. She was ticking the box, and she was leaving. On day 3, I say, wait a minute. I said, for 3 days, I tell you, I think I'm losing an eye. you know, and she say, I don't know. She say it's healing happening because I tick all the boxes. You're not deficient on anything. Everything is doing fine. And she was right. The following day, I woke up and that eye that required glasses before was 2020. It was super sharp. I
Wow.
didn't need it. That was healing happening. But for 3 days, I thought I was losing an eye. You know.
Wow.
So it can be very scary, but I was in this environment where I had this experienced person who was checking, and because that was water fasting. With enzyme, we don't have these worries because we are fed with the enzymes, But
Mm.
so we don't have to worry of being deficient. But on water fasting, you need to have some have extra care, So, so yeah, I
Yeah.
got caught myself. Hmm.
Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, I have. It's not a question. It's someone who just post something on the Instagram account. Uh, I can't pronounce the name anyway. Kaglo. One, I was having a major healing crisis of fever and hatches. I went outside and got sun and feet on ground. Healing crisis went away. What an amazing comment. And I'm gonna jump immediately on the next question is related to that comment. What is the simplest way to start practicing mindfulness in a busy world?
Well, as soon mindfulness is to feel. The busy world is to think. You know, so feeling requires there's an anchor to feeling, which is the breath. As soon as you tune into body sensations, or you tune into the movement of the breath, inhale and exhale, you're automatically sync, shifting into feeling. And this is mindfulness. You are mindful of what's going on. This is the here and now, because you cannot think of now. You can think of the second before. Whoop. I'm supporting myself. I have some thumbs up showing up on my screen. Yeah, you cannot think of now. You can think of the minute before, or even the second before, or the second that will come after, but you cannot think of now. So you cannot be mindful while you're thinking. You can't, and I will put some nuance later about this, but you need to start feeling. You need to get into the body. This is awareness. So, and the easiest trick is to tune into your breath, and this is automatic. No, like I right now I just become mindful of my inhale and mindful of my exhale. I cannot think when I do that. I am totally in the present moment. Or if you tune into a body sensation, either it's a pain or a zone of comfort, or you choose to go feel right part of your brain or left part of your brain or your knee, or wherever you have pain, you will bring your awareness there. So you will, yeah, you will be mindful. Your mind will be full of the sensation that are there. So this is easy. What is easy is to be consistent in mindfulness. Because you can sit in meditation and I'll guide you and I'll force you to stay there and inhale and awareness there, and you will be there as long as I guide you to do it. As soon as I don't say anything, your mind is like, go travel,
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm meditating, oh, retreat, oh, I'm gonna get enlightened, like you're out of mindfulness at that moment. And yet, so the brain cannot stop thinking. How do you bind those two, right?
Yeah.
So the mindfulness is about not allowing the brain to lead the show. So you can be present, being feeling, you're there in a conversation and your focus is on receiving. You're attentive, you allow in, but you're not like from here. You're still present. You're still feeling whatever is happening out in the outside world, whatever is someone talking to you or something happening in front of your eye, you can receive that from your core and having some thoughts. And this is still in awareness. This is the head is not leading, the head is responding, is just being a tool, not the core. So
Yeah.
that may sound that this may require a week long of experiencing around that, but maybe that person who asked the question is ready to receive that information.
Yeah, to be conscious about that. I mean, how can we be more mindful? Because in our society, we are, it's the biggest challenge, I think, of the humanity. We are in the doing to have, like to work, to get money. And there is no space just to be. And for me, that's why I love so much to detox or fasting, because I allow myself to just be, to feel, to do nothing. Because we think we do nothing, but the body itself is doing so much thing during this time when we leave the space also for that. And yeah, that's really amazing. So I have one more question for you, Daniel. So someone asked, how do we rebuild a rhythm in our body after a deep cleanse? Rebuild. Rebuild.
In like the rhythm, like go back to normal life.
It's like, it's not go back. Like I see the word like rebuild. Like it means like, it's like something disconstruct and you need to rebuild. So to rebuild the rhythm in our body after a deep cleanse. It's a powerful question. It's a powerful question.
I don't think that we need to rebuild. I don't think we need to rebuild. I think that the insight that we have during a cleanse, because there's a lot of things, ideas and things sometimes they become clear choices, that this is me, this is my path, this is what I want. Or uh, what is the challenge is to keep it, is to stay in that zone. Because I don't think that we need to rebuild. Like, let's say, for example, if you water fast for a long period of time and you use, psyllium and bentonite to strip off the thing, then you need to rebuild. You need to refeed yourself. You need to refill your reserves of vitamins, minerals, the flora, and all this. There's no such thing with the enzymes. You actually, the process is purely digesting what should have been digested in the first place, but it backed up in the body and clog the body. So with the enzyme, you just bring more Pac-Mans to clean the this, but you don't destroy anything. You clarify things. You remember things. It's not about fixing. We're not into fixing in this realm of enzyme, and also in this realm of becoming more aware of who we are. So we're not having to rebuild. We have to reveal. We reveal, and what who we are is already built, already mighty, already powerful. We have nothing to rebuild. Don't worry about that. Okay, this is a fear that we have. Who am I? Who am I? It's like you don't have to build yourself. You have to allow yourself. You have to reveal yourself. You have to uncover, because it's been buried under physical crap, emotional crap, educational crap, all kinds of concepts, mental thought forms, ideas that are lies, that are completely disempowering, that we need to cleanse all this. But the castle, the emperor is there. It doesn't need to be rebuilt. It just need to be revealed and welcome. And this is a matter of integration after. Can I allow myself to be so powerful? Can I allow myself to be so spontaneous? Can I allow myself? This is take some time. The day you see it, the day the doors open, you see it, and you get it. After that, you go back to your life and you get caught, because we are conditioned to react. We are animals of habits. So we have physical habits, we have emotional habit pathways, we react in some way, we have thinking that are, life is hard and then you die, like we're gonna go, we're conditioned to think in this way. If you say, life is not hard and we're eternal, it's like, oh, how can I integrate that in my psyche? It's a matter of repeating and reprogramming, and reconnecting constantly with who we are, and until it becomes it. It's just it's this is the most difficult and challenging part, is the from the day you discover who you are, or you touch, or you have a taste of who you are, is to make it automatic, or do you make it heal the leader of your life? Because there's a lot of programming that has been interfering with this a long time, and this takes time. So that's why practicing is so important. Is just that's the key. That's the key, is to practice, to condition, to get into that experience where you actually develop new nerve pathways, and it becomes, after a while, and 10,000 hours, okay, it becomes your true nature. So it takes time. So be patient.
Yeah. Thank you, Daniel. I have one more question here. Someone asked, how do you know you have opened drainage enough to do ZenCleanz?
You don't prepare the drainage pathway to do ZenCleanz. You do ZenCleanz to open the pathways. It's like you don't clean yourself before taking a shower.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like it's not like you don't need any preparation. The preparation before ZenCleanz, you've done it for decades. You've intoxicated yourself. That's the preparation for ZenCleanz. Okay, and you don't need to. The thing is, if you're sensitive, if you are not so into hardcore healing crisis, or it's as soon as you're out of your comfort zone and you, oh my god, what's going on, and you can start slowly. You can start slowly. You can have, liquid enzyme. You can have the black vacuum, the NATO blast, the fiber crystal. Where are you gonna see that? Oh my God, it works. It's powerful, but it's like it will not be like as if you dive into a whole ZenCleanz one. It was like an intensive, which 80% of the people will be fine with that, but it's about you decide. But there's nothing dangerous in it. There's only you are the dangerous one. Your brain, your mind is the dangerous one. What kind of tragedy your mind can create around, and that can make you feel very miserable when you're cleansing. So there's no preparation. The preparation are the decades of intoxicating yourself. That's the preparation. Okay, and then you can start immediately with Zen cleanse. If you like a cat and you just go slowly and sniff and taste a little bit and go back, and that's fine. That's totally okay. Just start, have a little bit of liquid. If we recommend 25 ml, you can go with 10 or 15 ml. You can cut. You can care- has be comfortable. Be comfortable in the way you approach it. We suggest, and it's very safe. It's very safe. There's some people who have a reaction and they think that something is going on that could be harmful, um, but actually, it never happened that anyone harmed themselves. Some people had harsh reaction, harsh healing crisis, but no one got hurt with the enzymes. So
That's amazing. Thank you, Daniel. I have one more question. Can someone take the enzyme every day for a year straight? Non-stop detox? I feel like I never want to quit. So it's a comment of someone.
that's me. That's me. I take enzyme every day. Well, I skip some day because I forget or I travel and things like that. But since 2015, and I don't want to stop. And why would we stop? There's no logic that can support the reason why we would stop taking enzyme. Because if you take, for example, some tablets that will replace the function of an organ or a gland or something, then it's harmful. You should take this only short because you don't want to put your own system to sleep. But when you take food enzymes like this, you're actually giving a break to the body for its digestion and its detox purposes. And the body will use that energy to produce metabolic enzyme to rejuvenate, to help you feel more vital, to rejuvenate, to go back in time, your metabolic function, digestion, energy levels, sexual energy, your skin, your eyes, your vitality, your sleep, all this will improve. Uh, but without, when you take enzymes, you're actually not putting anything to sleep. You're just bringing some help to take care of maintenance of the temple, and the in-house staff will work on something else. So you're not putting anyone to sleep. You're just reinforcing the system. It's a blessing. It's actually, it's just food on steroids. That's what is like. You when we talk about enzyme, when it's about talking about raw food. It's about talking about the vitality in God-given plan that we normally would eat. But the fermentation, we call it enzyme, but it's enzyme, it's nutrients, is minerals, vitamins, is healing compounds, whatever the plant has, made 100% bioavailable. You know, so this
Yeah,
is never contraindicated. It's never contraindicated. It's like if someone can, someone should have enzyme
it's amazing.
every day. Me, if life allows me, I will have this all my life, every day. It's like I never, and I play with it. I make it fun. It's not like I don't feel like I'm cleansing every day. I don't think about this. With enzyme, I don't think about this. Before I was saying, okay, I was planning when am I going to do my water fasts and this because I had to retreat. Uh, I still think of this, but it's more for holiday to stop thinking, to stop working, to stop, to retreat. But actually, the detox part is happening on a daily basis. So me now, I'm planning. When I'm planning is not my detox moment. I'm planning my deep rest moment. You know what I mean? It's very different. But before it was really, it's like, okay, I've been eating and all this, like I feel clogged and I need to go detox. I never feel like that anymore.
Wow, that's amazing.
Because I detox every day. You don't need to retreat anymore. If you do like this, and don't take me wrong, if you can find some time that you can dedicate 100% to yourself, I would support that. Do it. Do it. This is
Yeah,
great.
you don't wait anymore for that. I mean, to
But no, for
detoxify your
detoxing, you
body.
don't. No, and it's much more powerful. Imagine that you would dedicate twice a year, a week or two, to water fast. Compare it to
Wow.
every day having enzymes in your blood nibbling on your toxins all the time. You know, this is
Wow.
another level.
What a gift.
Yes, I think
What a
so.
gift.
Yeah, I think so.
And so I have a question related also about what you just shared. And someone asked, do you encourage raw vegan eating to maintain health between cleanses or once cleansed?
I'm a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. So diet is very, very personal. And there's some there's some conditions and climates and cultural elements that needs to be considered in the diet, I believe. Okay. If you live in London, where it's cold and wet and you're eating cold and raw food all the time, I don't think you will feel good. And maybe someone will pop up and say, "Oh, I've been 5 years, on raw food, and I feel great, and I live in London." But I would say you're an exception. There's something. This person has probably a very fiery temper or system that can handle this extra cold and this extra wet food. So I think that, and don't take me wrong, I think that to have, for example, having to eating raw, like enzyme rich, and when I say raw, it's like below 40 degrees, so you can warm your things, so you can still eat warm enzyme rich food is supporting your healing process. Now, if it's you talk about all year round, I would I would like you to try and keep me posted, because me as a Canadian, and I tried that, I didn't feel good. I felt cold. I felt, I felt damp inside, sluggish, and it was not like. And if you live in, I don't know, in Dubai in the desert, and you have this, maybe you will feel balance, and it's, it will like bring balance to you. But it's very different. I'm always very, very careful when I'm addressing this, because oftentimes there's a lot of dogmas around diet. You go keto, you go carnivore, there's so much at the moment that I prefer not to get involved into this. But definitely, you don't want to, if you're cleansing and you want to help your cleansing for periodical time in the year, yes, an enzyme-rich diet will be supporting. Yes. Yeah, but for example, if you have mold or things like that, mold grow in the damp environment. So don't try to heal mold with raw food. It's
Mhm.
like, it's like try to clear the mold in your house with steam.
Yeah. So you mean like to take enzyme on a daily basis, for example, it's much more powerful than supposed to be healthy diets.
Well, I mean, the on that side, supplementing with enzyme, if you have a so-so diet because of your lifestyle and you work and you have to go eat with other people and they take you to places, that are so-so, to have the enzyme, it will assure your that you have the nutrients that are that your body needs. It's kind of a safety product.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Daniel. I have one more question. So what enzyme you drinking now? Red glass. And what is your favorite liquid enzyme? And what's the most powerful in your opinion?
Oh my God. Like the enzymes are all complementary functions. I like them all. At home, they're all open. They're all open, and we're going through, we're picking, uh, we just move through. It's like we consider them as food. We don't think of them like I want to fix problems. We just play with them. And I have my favorite ones that I often go for. The light seed and the chi are kind of my in terms of flavor. And I play with them. I put them in with sparkling water. Don't tell anyone, you know. I make it pleasant, I so on a daily basis, I play with that. These are my favorite, but it's not. I still go through, like the mycelia for me is like a call. I actually like the taste of the mycelia, the 12 mushrooms. It's a blood cleanser, anti-inflammatory, polysaccharide blast. I like. It's a difficult question, because the last upgrade that we did, there was a long process with the research and development team where we just sat and we tested four different for first I had some calls because I wanted to amplify a certain function. Okay, for example, the light seed for blood sugar, the bitter melon, I wanted it to increase the dosage of the bitter melon, and at the same time, we had to make it taste good. So you want to continue to take it. If you take something like it's a medicine and you don't like the taste, you may not persevere with it. So at the end, when we chose the final blend, the formula complete, we were satisfied with the dosage and we were satisfied with the flavor. So every formulas have their power and they have their particular flavors. So yeah, at some point I like them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Daniel.
I don't know if
I have a last. Sorry.
I don't know if I answered properly the question, but that's how I live
Yeah,
with
it's fine.
with them, you know. Yeah, but I would
Yeah.
say the chi is I used to say this is the founder's favorite. This is the founder's favorite. The chi is like ginseng, cordyceps, reishi, goji berries as the four top ingredient fermented for 3 years. So for me, like, oh my god, it's a dream
Okay.
enzyme blend for a traditional Chinese medicine doctor.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you, Daniel. A last question for today. So, does detoxing help in limiting emotional and spiritual toxins? And does it correct the biofield?
Mm. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, like as I said, we are a tri-essence being. So as you're gonna uh, cleanse the physical, you're gonna cleanse the emotional. The emotional will come to the surface. The mental, spiritual will change all along. You know, and as you rise the vibration, you will rise. The physical will be more vibrant, your emotional will be more radiant, and your thoughts and spirit will be more positive, you know. So it's all together. And again, it's a discipline. It's is to keep going. You know, that this if this is what the person was calling rebuilding, then yes. Okay, it's more about rising the vibration. Okay, by clearing it, so removing the roadblocks, because if the more roadblocks you have inside, your body will not accept it. It will work on this. So it's kind of counterproductive. If you want to rise, you want to expand, and you want to, you know, like you seek happiness, and actually you're just caught in the basement stripping toxins from your body tissues. You know, it's like, okay, you got to finish this first, and then the energy will be invested into rising, into expansion. But we really need to bring back the body to sanity first. The cleaner the body is, the more radiant your body will be, the more um, vibrating your energy field will be. And I don't know if that's what the person meant by biofield. In fact, it will definitely be more vibrant. Yeah, you will expand more if you're not stuck inside working and digging and trying to clear the roadblocks. Then your energy will start to expand, and that will put your spirit into a virtuous cycle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a question of frequency. Clearly, like we can literally increase our vibration just to detoxify the physical body, and of course, it affects all the aspects of the being, like the emotional, spiritual, energetical one, and also. I also believe that when you clear your body, you can change your reality because you vibrate on a higher frequency. And so, of course, like it's my vision, but I wanted to share that. Okay. So I would like to thank you, Daniel, to share all your knowledge with us today. It's such a a gift to share all your experiences, your knowledge. I'm sure it will help a lot of people who are going through a healing crisis. I would like to ask you if you have anything to add for today, if you want to share something more.
That's enough, I think. I think that's a lot already that has been shared, and we will have more lives coming, and people can keep on bringing their questions, and we're happy to bring them on a live like this and answer these questions.
Yeah, they can also join the Facebook group where we are very active answering the question on a daily basis. And they can subscribe on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channel, and also the newsletter to follow the next podcast video we're going to share on a monthly basis.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to thank you.
We should put all these links in the comments on the Facebook page to help people find us.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Daniel. So I would like to thank everyone who watched this video today and who will watch the replay soon. And I would like to encourage you to keep a healthy lifestyle, to detoxify as much as you can, and to keep a healthy mind and emotion, and to keep off rising your frequency to change your reality. So yeah, that's it. I'm very grateful. And detox and rise with ZenCleanz. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye, Daniel. Thank you so much.